Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's have a chill little conversation today. Because as you know, yesterday, all of the Black Friday deals dropped, and one of them in particular has to do with making changes in your life. Most of the time when we go forth and try to make a change in our life, we go about it the wrong way. And so you may have felt this. What ends up happening is you promise yourself you're going to do these certain things, or you set these certain goals, and then you come in hot and you're doing really well for maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe even 3 weeks. But then after that, you fall off. And so I want to remind you around what it takes to truly make a change in your life. And the first thing that you have to recognize is a lot of the times we have this really deep programming that we don't even know that we have, that if we don't dig in there, contend and heal with, or not heal with, if we don't dig in there and just have an awareness that that stuff can crop up and hold us back, then we end up kind of fighting ourselves in trying to make the changes that we need to make, because we don't understand that we have that muck underneath the surface that needs to be dealt with. Now, I am somebody that is more solutions oriented, more forward oriented. So I don't believe that you need to go through everything that ever happened in your life, every trauma, and heal that trauma. And I have a very unconventional way that I think about that. And sometimes I think that that causes you to stay in an energy much longer than you need to. Not saying you might not need to heal, but I'm just saying that sometimes we put more emphasis on going toward the past than staying in the present, where our power is in this moment that is truly what is going to change the future. So you set off to change your life, to make these better changes without wanting to change your internal psychology, your makeup, your mindset, you're doing personal mastery work, what have you. What ends up happening is that then you have to dig in deep, and you have to use so much more energy to make things move forward, because you are relying on your own strength, determination, motivation, inspiration, all of the things in order to keep you going. And that is very hard to do. If you truly understand how change works, there's psychology behind change, but there's also physiology or physical changes that happen in your body as a result of change. And if the physical changes take longer to occur than maybe your mental changes. And so if you keep trying to do stuff on your grit, on your determination, on your discipline, on your own strength, and try to do it through the point of making those physical changes, which takes a little bit longer, much longer, then what can happen is, what you will find is that you will promise yourself that year is going to be different. I'm going to set these goals. I'm going to do these things. I'm going to change my health, my finances, all of the things. And you end up doing nothing. Or you end up not doing as much as you said that you would do. And in this culture, what burns me more than nothing else is this pass that we give ourselves. For those of you that have been in this cycle of, I'm going to change my life, I'm going to make things better, I'm going to lose the weight, I'm going to save the money, I'm going to be a better person, I'm going to get a better relationship, I'm going to do this, do that, do this, and you don't do it. And you've been saying that you're going to do these things for months, for years, all of the things. There's a problem there. It's not that you're tired. It's not that you're lazy either. It's not that you don't want the things. It's that you don't understand what it truly takes to change. And what it truly takes to change is to understand. So number one, the psychology behind change is learning that a lot of times in the way that we've been taught to make things change is that if we want to see a change in our physical world, in the things that we experience in life, then we have been taught that we need to do something in order for it to change, which again is it works, right? Because most of us have been taught to do it, and we succeed a bit. There's a lot of people that are successful doing things this way, but it's a lot harder than it needs to be. So that's the first mistake, is thinking that you have to do something in order to have something, in order to change something, or you think that doing is the first step. The number two mistake is, again, there's physiological changes that happen in your body, in your brain, where there are certain hormones that secrete differently. There are certain neural pathways within your brain that fire differently, that wire differently when you are trying to make a change. And if you think of the phrase, as within, so without, think about yourself and how you feel on an external level when you are trying to make a big, massive change and you feel resistance. And resistance could feel like wanting to lay on the couch, wanting to slip back into bad habits, listening to negative thoughts and mindset. All of that resistance that comes up when you are trying to make a change that you have to overcome just by you moving in the world, moving in the environments that you move in. Now, if it's so within, so without, think about what's happening within. You have cells within that operate much like you do without, right? They have to eat, they need nourishment, they need rest, they need all of the things. They're active, then they're inactive. Well, guess what those cells have to fight and contend with too? They also have a comfort zone. Those neural pathways have a comfort zone within your psyche and within your brain. And whenever you're trying to make a change, they meet up against resistance too, because they want to stay in their comfort zone. They want to chill. They want things to be the way that they were yesterday, a week before, a year before, whatever. So they're going to fight you as well. And to make true change and to make it easier and to not give up on yourself is to understand that you have to do the psychology of change, but you also have to move past the hump where those physiological changes take place. And if you don't stick with something enough to make these physiological changes, what happens is you end up backsliding. What happens is you end up promising yourself that you're going to make changes and you don't make changes. I want you to understand this because we're coming up on a new year. And if you're anything like 80 to 90% of the people in this world, you want things to be better. You want your career to be better. You want your leadership to be better. You want maybe your finances to be better. Maybe your relationships to be better. Maybe you want your relationship with yourself to be better, your health to be better. There's probably something that you've been promising yourself that you need to do, or else you feel deep down inside that there's some changes that you need to make that you've been avoiding making because maybe you have tried before and you have failed. But now that you understand there's two, maybe even more, I'm just simplifying it for you. There's two components to change, and it's not only that psychology, but getting past that hump so that those physiological changes in your body, in your brain, chemically can support the new you. And the harder you go in on the change, the faster this occurs. But for a lot of people, they want to find the shortcut that's going to make it happen faster. And the thing that's going to make it happen faster is to work on the psychology and work on the physiology in the right way. Now, the right way, you can find it in many episodes. I talk about changing a lot. I talk about internal psychology a lot. So the best place to find that information would be in past episodes of the podcast. However, the thing that or on the YouTube channel, the Yashika Lind YouTube channel. But the thing that I want you to understand the most is that if you've tried to make these changes on your own repeatedly, and what you find is that you start off hot and then you end up failing, you end up giving up on yourself, you end up not making the changes that you said you were going to make. It's not that there's something wrong with you. And it may be that there's a point where you need support. If you don't understand this and you don't understand how to move past this resistance in your own way, then you need help. Everybody needs help at some point. You need help when you learn to tie your shoes. You need help when you learn to ride a bike. Everybody needs help. But for some reason, as we become adults, we invest in everything other than the thing that's going to actually give us the satisfaction, the joy, and the freedom that we truly want in life. And that is to become the ideal version of ourselves and to experience the life that we truly want. Not the life that we pretend like we don't want because we're too scared that we're scared that we won't get it, but the life that we really, really want. To experience that stuff, You're going to need help with that, most likely, if you have tried and failed and tried and failed and tried and failed. So all that being said, if you want to try again to do this on your own, now that you have a little tidbit of information that I've given you to understand how to truly make changes in your life, then go for it. Again, there's episodes. I have so much information, like years of information that can help you do this. However, if you are listening to this and you are hearing the fact that you're going to meet resistance, you've probably tried to do this before, you've probably failed before, and you need help, and you are tired of investing in all of the things. Like, look around you right now. I have like candles and glasses and pens and art and makeup and equipment and guitars and all this stuff that has been invested in. Wouldn't I be a fool to have all this stuff around me that I've invested in without investing in myself, or without investing in things that I said that I cared about, that were going to feed my passion, my purpose, my values, that were going to better my life, better the life of my family, etc. You need to get help. And specifically for Black Friday, I'm saying all this to say that there are options that I've included that I have not offered before to help you get the help that you need in order to move forward. Specifically, there's an offer called New Year, New You. It's an 8-week group coaching program where I teach you everything that I know that has helped me and hundreds of my clients be successful on setting goals, sticking to them, moving forward, making lasting change, all of the things. Anyone that has worked with me and has followed my system or learned what I've taught them and really embodied it. And embody means that you don't just try to do it on a surface level, right, with a little checklist. It means you become the person to where those things are your natural state of being. It's just the natural way that you roll in life. All of my clients that do that, here it could be year 1, year 2, year 3, they're still doing it, and they're still crushing it, and they still understand what it takes to have whatever they want. So this program is for you if you want to get help, if you're struggling, trying to do things on your own, if you're tired of lying to yourself and pretending like everything's okay when it's really not, and you really want to learn how to make some powerful shifts, and you want help moving past that physiological hump, that hump where if you don't stick with a habit long enough to make these physical changes in your body happen, you have a higher chance of backsliding. This program will get you over the hump if you can stay consistent with my coaching, with my support, and with my accountability. So if that is something that you are interested in, make sure that you check the link wherever you're watching this video, check the information wherever you're watching this video. Because this is a group coaching program and it is discounted because of Black Friday and Cyber Monday and all of the things, there are limited spots available. So make sure that you secure your spot right away, because I want to be able to pour into you and really teach you what it feels like to stop trying to struggle and do things on your own, and learn how to level up faster and collapse time by working with a coach, getting support and mentoring from me as your coach. All right, so I will talk to you in the next broadcast. If you have questions, go ahead and message me as always. Otherwise, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.